Welcome to my first Blue Protocol video. So this channel, as you can probably already tell, is just going to be a mix of all different kinds of games. And today we're going to be talking about Blue Protocol, an anime style MMO that is going to be releasing later this year in 2024. It's already released in Japan. However, the global release had been delayed, and there's no exact date yet in 2024 when we'll have access to it, but it will be a free online game for download, and then there will be various things that you can purchase from an item shop, including a battle pass as well as aesthetics in the game. But go ahead and check out this video. This will be pretty much all the basics on character creation, classes, leveling, crafting, as well as combat. So stick around if you are interested in learning more about this game. I hope to see you in this awesome, massive world, and I hope you enjoy. So right off the back, when you start the game, you'll go into a character introduction on the world, kind of just getting you started, and you'll go into your character creation. So with your character creation, you are able to do various things. You can edit your skin color, hairstyle, eyebrows, eyes, pupils, nose, mouth, skin, lips, height, muscle, and voice. So pretty much if you want to be She-Hulk, you can do that. If you want to be one of your favorite anime characters, I'm not sure exactly how different you can expand out, but I'm sure you can get pretty damn close to it. So pretty cool character creation options. And with the character creation option, you can actually unlock a beauty salon later where you can change your gender, you can change your features, so you don't have to be worried about being stuck as this one specific character if you want to edit it down the line. Clothes can be purchased online, or rather through the item shop. This is their quote-unquote gacha system, and you will be able to purchase a lot of aesthetics from there. There's not really a unbalanced system when it comes to the gacha. You'll be able to, of course, get some equipment that will allow you to enhance your character prowess in combat, but it really won't be to the point where you'll feel the need to have to purchase said item. And then you can also choose your class, and then here you'll see a demonstration of your starting basic attacks for that class. So the class options starting from the top left is the Aegis Fighter, which is a sword and shield fighter. It's the most balanced class based on attack and defense with close range attacks. The next one to the right of that is the Twin Striker or Dual Wielder or Fast Melee Berserker. One of the favorites that fans like. It's really visually appealing fighting style that they have. The other is the Keen Strider, so it's the bow and arrow or archer class. It's mainly a support type ranged attacker, great for parties who are level grinding to activate enemy aggro or aggression and help boost party EXP. The next is the Spellweaver or Mage, which was the one that we were just looking at. This has a high damage range attacker and similar role that Keen Strider plays in combat, starting with a powerful ice and fire attack. The next is the Foe Breaker, and the Foe Breaker is a heavy smasher, mainly a high damage attack with attacks varying from mid to close range and a focus on the earth type. There is a sixth class that's not shown here, which is the Blitz Lancer, which is a spear class. This is considered a god tier amongst the community, but it has a close combat with mid-range attacks. You'll actually be able to change your class later in the game as well by completing a main quest that will allow you to later equip different weapons of other classes, which will effectively change your classes. And you can purchase weapons as well from merchants that will allow you to then equip said weapon and change your class. Classes have access to 6 abilities, 4 being exclusive, like the Aegis Fighter having an ability that focuses on their shield, and 2 being a shared ability. Shared abilities are passive abilities that can be applied to your character of another class. For example, a Spellweaver can have a shared ability from the Aegis Slasher, but they can't use that shield ability that's exclusive to the Aegis Slasher. It'd be one of the 2 shared abilities that the Aegis Slasher has, whether you want to equip one or both of them. Your specific class can only have 2 shared abilities equipped at a time. And you can also just use your own shared abilities. So you can use your exclusive ones and shared ones if you feel like you want to just kind of stay within your class, or you can have 2 abilities of your own class and then 2 shared abilities from different classes. You unlock those abilities from different classes at level 30, and you also unlock the second slot at level 45. So you'll want to actually level up different classes and change. So this game is really cool because you'll be able to be your own character, but you'll be able to switch between classes so that you can level them up and then unlock those abilities that you feel would benefit your main class that you want to play with. So you'll get a feel of each class and see which one will actually be your favorite. So again, nothing to be too concerned about at the beginning of the game with character creation or selecting your class, because it can all be changed later down the line. Now, with leveling, you can level up to level 65 at this time. It was starting at 50 and then they increased to 65. So I'm not sure if that'll continue to increase, but at this point in time that I'm making this video, it is 65, and leveling up can be done through story quests, adventure boards, which are effectively side quests, defeating enemies and doing dungeons. Now, keep in mind with this game, there's actually a level difference curve where if you're battling an enemy that is higher level than you, if they're too high level, which I believe it's 8 levels higher, then you won't get any EXP and your damage is reduced. And if they're too under leveled, then you'll do high damage to the enemy. I believe it's 6 levels under your level. Then you'll do high damage with little EXP. So it really focuses on you staying within your realm of level and fighting enemies within your level range. Weapons also have their own levels as well, and with weapons you can equip up to 4 slots or sockets. I believe they're called plugs in the English version, but you could call them sockets, plugs, whatever, but they're effectively attachments, and the weapon can have a random of up to 4 slots available to it. You can craft weapons, and when you craft weapons, it can have up to 4 slots on a great success, but a regular success will have 1 to 2 slots. Now, with crafting, I do want to mention that main story quests and adventure boards will allow you to receive materials and recipes for crafting, and materials can also be found in the overworld as enemy drops or random glowing items that respawn periodically. When crafting weapons, this is where I wanted to go into the different successes. You can have different successes, a standard success or a great success, and the great success will allow the character to equip up to 4 attachments, sockets, or plugs, whatever you want to call it. And for your end game weapon, you're really looking to get a high passive as well as 4 slots for your weapon, and filling those slots with 5-star plugins that are beneficial to you, since the plugins that you can attach to your weapon also have a rating type where it ranges from 1 to 5 stars. The next is with gathering materials while you're adventuring is a big focus, just because of the amount of crafting that you'll be doing within the game. Don't worry about inventory, because you have a pretty large inventory space, and when you're maxed out, it automatically goes into your box or PC per se in one of the main areas. And you'll be able to kind of store everything that you gather through your adventure. So defeat everything in sight, collect as much items as you can, and kind of just stop at different towns, talk to NPCs. Don't hyperfixate on one specific quest, and don't try to do all the side quests within one town, because this game does a really good job at you having to come back and forth through different towns and making it feel like it's a whole entire world that just continues to expand and live. But really cool, really cool. So the next thing I want to focus on is the weapon and combat. So weapons, like I mentioned, can have up to 4 slots equipped to it, and you can purchase weapons for different classes, like I mentioned previously, which will then allow you to change those classes. And weapons can have different elemental damage bonus effects. So the elements are fire, lightning, ice, earth, light, and darkness. And with these elemental effects, they can happen over time as you hit the enemy. And then as you keep stacking these elemental effects, then you can get what's called a burst effect, which is added damage and an additional buff. And then finally, when you have enough stacks on these elemental damages, and you can have what's called a burst finish, which will grant you additional buffs and debuffs. Now, some of the buffs that you'll see in the game have some icons next to them. Some of them are like attack up, defense up, drain, SP armor, HP regeneration, and it'll give you additional buffs. And others have debuffs where the enemy will either be stunned or sleep, poisoned, targeted, fear, blind, etc., etc. So these buffs specifically will help you, or could help the combat flow much better on a more difficult enemy. So you'll want to keep in mind on what elements you want to have and how your character plays, and what exactly you want to achieve with those types of buffs and debuffs that the weapon and your character have. Another thing with the combat, you'll actually be able to equip imagines, or in the English version, they'll be called echoes. These echoes will enhance your character combat prowess, and there's different types of echoes. There's ones that are attachments that they're quite literally like armor pieces. You just attach them to you, and those will increase specific stats. So you do have stats in this game, and some of the basic stat functions are as follows. It is strength or STR, vitality or VIT, dexterity or DEX, intelligence or INT, and mind, MND. So these are your 5 base player stats that you'll be able to increase as you're progressing through the game. And then there are specific attack stat types and defense stat types that these base stats will affect. So the attack stat types are ATK or attack power, crit rate, critical hit rate, and critical damage or crit damage. And then the defense stat types are DEF, which is defense, recovery, and HP for your health. So each class base stat increases as you level up. They will affect different types of those attack and defense attack stat types differently. So for example, if you are using the Heavy Smasher Foe Breaker and you invest in intelligence, then that's going to be really beneficial for the Foe Breaker because it will increase the Foe Breaker's attack, recovery, and crit damage. But on the, let's say, Spellweaver, it will only increase their recovery. So this is really in depth on uniqueness with that. And then other echoes that you'll see are battle echoes that'll battle with you and they'll fight alongside you. And then as you're seeing now, we'll have echoes that you can mount on. So different echoes will do different things and they will help you throughout your adventure. But this game has so many different variety and options of things to do. And it allows you to kind of just do your own play style. If you want to go out and explore, you can do that. If you want to focus on main story quests, you can do that. If you want to grind and level up, you can do that. But hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.